Are you looking for the best blenders? In this video, we will look at some of the 6 best blenders on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Vitamix Professional Series 750 Blender. Like I said before, Vitamix has a lot of blender options. On the lowest end, there's the Vitamix one for $250, a no-frills but still powerful option if you don't need or want a bunch of settings, buttons, and attachments. On the highest end, there's this model. Despite the name, it is beloved by professionals and regular cooks alike. It's expensive, yes, but according to everyone who owns one, well worth the investment. It comes with 5 presets for smoothies, soups, frozen desserts, purees, and a self-cleaning option. You just drop a bit of soap in, with the motor, and rinse. And unlike the one, it can easily handle tougher ingredients like nuts and grains, which means it's also extra efficient at crushing ice. Plus, as with all Vitamix blenders, it comes with a great warranty, something noted by Green Kitchen Stories co-founder David Frankiel and recipe developer Sophia Rowe. If any piece of it gets run down or stops functioning properly, they take care of it, Frankiel says. Finally, it's got a lower profile than many, able to sit underneath most regular kitchen cabinets. This blender is industry standard and used across most professional kitchens. When I was head of product at Daily Harvest, I used it every day for research and development, says Jessica Young, former fine dining chef and current founder and CEO of Bubble. Moon Juice founder Amanda Chantal Bacon also employs the Vitamix at her shops but has one at home, as well. I love using it because of its ability to whip air into ice cream or tonics or even coconut milk. It gives the fluffiest mouthfeel that no other blender can replicate, she says. Gabby Dalkin, cookbook author and blogger at What's Gabby Cooking, likes that it has a smoothie setting, so you can throw all your ingredients in, turn it on, and walk away. Nutritionist and wellness coach Molly Alleman told us she uses hers every single day and that it works for blending frozen fruits, heartier vegetables like kale, whole nuts, and anything else that would leave chunks in other blenders. Finally, Jewish Food Society founder Nama Shefi turns to her 750 for pasta sauces, among other things. It's a great way to sneak in protein like almonds for my kid because it blends right in, she says. At number 2. Hurom Hexa Power High-Speed Blender. If you want a high-speed blender on the larger side and one that's less expensive than both the Vitamix 750 and the Blendtec, strategist writer Kat Gillespie recommends this Hurom. She notes the plastic container's sturdiness and says the base has a nice weight to it, though she warns that the appliance is definitely pretty hefty and takes up space. The machine has both automatic controls for smoothies, ice crushing, and soup, and manual ones. Gillespie uses hers mostly for smoothies. It makes the perfect consistency, very smooth, no lumps, even if you don't measure out a good ratio of liquids to solids, and is very convenient as you go about your morning and do other things, she says, referring to the automatic button you can simply press and walk away from. At number 3. Blendtec Total Blender Classic. The Blendtec Classic comes enthusiastically endorsed by Christine Sahadi, owner of York City's Middle Eastern market and restaurant, Sahadi's. She told me about it for this story a while back, noting in our interview that both Blendtec and Vitamix make very good quality units. I just personally like the Blendtec, she says. She has owned hers for more than a decade and finds that its super powerful blades, which operate at 5 preset speeds, emulsify sauces, dressings, and aioli handily. It also, perhaps most importantly for Sahadi, makes the perfect hummus. If you don't have a really good blender, you have to add a lot of ice water or cooking liquid to help smooth things out, she explains. By the time you get there, the hummus has become too drippy. The Blendtec, it's important to note, has just a bit more than half the capacity of the Vitamix 750, so you won't be able batches that are quite as big. At number 4. nutribullet Personal Blender. If you're looking for something distinctly more affordable, or that will take up less counter or cabinet space, several experts raved about the nutribullet. The machine comes with 2 cup sizes, 24 and 18 ounces. Both work for single portion smoothies, of course, which, conveniently, you can detach from the bottom of the unit and take to go, as well as dressings and smaller volume sauces. Bacon is a fan, calling it the mightiest little blender. Caitlin Sullivan, co-founder of Los Angeles restaurant Honey Hi, agrees, saying it's affordable, so compact, and easy to clean, but it still has great blending ability. At number 5. Vitamix 5200 Standard Blender. The first Mrs. Laura Wright swears that the Vitamix 5200 model makes the best smoothies. And she should note, not only does the writer and recipe developer make the drink every single day, but she's tried a good handful of other machines before, Vitamixes and non-Vitamixes alike, for that job specifically. They always come out thinner, or with foam or bubbles, she says. It's almost like the blades are too powerful on some of the newer Vitamixes. Her 5200, on the other hand, creates the optimal thick and creamy texture and has done so even after a decade of use. At number 6. GE Immersion Blender. Although the functionality of an immersion blender is different, for me, this is the best one and the best blender in general, says Richard Ray, the executive chef at The Butcher's Daughter, who has been using one at home and one in his professional kitchen for several years. Quite frankly, whenever people ask me what blender to use, I always push them towards this. His reasoning is that it takes up much less space and is usually much less expensive while still doing everything you need. Indeed, Ray uses his for creamy soups, cashew ricotta, hummus, and all types of salsa. It's very strong, he says of its powerful motor and sharp blades. It breaks through nuts, and even some big, bulky blenders don't do that.